Hey everyone, this video I'm going to show you 3 simple audio tips. Alright, this first tip is when you have several audio pieces back to back like this and you want to fade them together nicely, kind of nice and quick, almost like there's interview style. Instead of zooming in and using your pen tool and just manually fading each one. First, you have to make sure the audio is not linked with the video because you only want to add these transitions to the audio. Hold down Control and then slide to select the ones you want to add the transition to. Here you can go Apply Default Transition. Now for me, I have my default transition sitting at, I believe, 2 to 4 frames, so it's very small. The way to control how many frames that is you go into Edit, Preferences, Timeline. And then in Timeline here you see Audio Transition Default Duration. I have mine set at 4 frames. Now the video ones are set at 30, but I'm only doing the audio in this example here. I would suggest playing around with it. I think default is usually a second or so, but I like between 6 and 4 frames, just so it can quickly fade between each other. It's almost like the fade isn't there. It's just like a smooth transition from one to the other. And so that's a quick way to fade everything you have, and it's almost like a good finisher at the end of a project. Just select audio you have, right click, apply default transition. My next suggestion, when you're changing the audio levels of something, I wouldn't suggest moving this up and down as often. Maybe once in a while if you want to control individual peaks where you press the P tool and like manually say this one's too low, so you'd move it up. But if you just want to control the whole thing, I would not suggest just grabbing it. So obviously you want to right click, go audio gain. And here I wouldn't use the adjust gain by, but instead I would use the normalize max peak 2. And what I would aim for, so you can see our normal max peak right now is at -4.2. I'd keep it around -2. And hit enter and it should raise the whole thing up. Doing it in bits is better than highlight them all and doing it at once because there's different peaks around here. So selecting just individual ones, right click, audio gain, normalize peak 2. See this one's at -5.6, I just go -2. You see it raises it up. And when you're playing it, you can look over at your audio settings and you don't want it to hit the red. You want it around a 3 or a 2. The third tip is keeping all similar audios on the same tracks. So for this example, track 1 would have all my VO, and then say track 2, this is just a simplified version, would have the music. So I've already went in and set, say, the audio gain to -2 on all of these ones here. So I have them averaged out at a -2. Then I would take my audio, do the same thing, or take my music and do the same thing, say -2 as well, just because it's nice, because they're going to stack together. You'll see we don't want it to hit the reds too much, so we might have to bring down each of them slightly. But now that we have them averaged out at -2 each, I would then go into Audio Track Mixer, and I can know that track 1, which you can rename it here, so track 1 is VO, then say track 2 is music. You know, because these two are set like that and they're already averaged out to where I want them, that I can be like, all right, let's see, the music's too loud, let's bring down the music -10. And you can check our audio levels here, see where they're hitting. Obviously listen to with a good pair of headphones, but that way you have it clean and set up and you can quickly adjust the whole project. Say you get notes back from your client and he just says the music's a little too loud and the music's too quiet. Instead of going individually and moving them, you just go to your audio tracks, adjust it there. I do the same thing with montages where I'll have all my gun sound effects for snipers on one clip or on one track, all my AR or assault rifles on another track. Sometimes they use 2 or 3, but they're all kind of in the same area. Have them all at the same level, and then I can go in and be like, let me move up the multi-kill sound effects. Let me turn down the sniper sound effects. Let me adjust the commentator's VO. Let me adjust the music, and you can play with it that way. Basically, the goal is get them all averaged to where you want them on the timeline. Make sure they're consistent. And then you have full control up here with your audio levels when you're mixing at the very end. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you learned something new. Subscribe to the channel if you want to learn more filmmaking techniques and how you can utilize them in your video game montages.